Good morning, everyone. Myself, Payal Goyal, and I am today here to discuss on the topic time plan. And before moving on to the session itself, I want to thank Mr. Vivek for giving me this opportunity to share my views on this topic. And also, I want to share that I am author of the book You Can Do It, which is exclusively designed for the CA students, which help them to qualify in the first attempt, and which is again related to the time management only. How you can plan your 3 years journey to qualify in the first attempt. And now moving to the today's session. First of all, I want to ask you one thing, that why you chose to watch this video. Somewhere the title of the video might have uh, excites you, that you or you are of the belief that you really need to plan your time much better way. And so I want you to list out the things that what you feel, that when you think of the time, what comes to your mind. And I have here listed some of the things which came to my mind whenever I think of time. That is, time is important, of course, we all know. And the second thing why we need time planning is that it never stops, and we have limited reservoir of time every day, because every day we have fixed 24 hours. And it really needs that value. Unless and until we will value our time, we will not be able to get that value from life which we should deserve. And next, whenever I think of time, I think that this is a depleting reservoir, because every day our accounts get filled with 24 hours, and by the end of the day it gets on depleting. And the most important thing about the time is that it never returns. The hour wasted is completely gone. It's like there is no use of crying over a spilt milk, so there is no use of crying over the time wasted. So all these thoughts regarding time leads to some triggers in our head that gives negative feeling about the time. And where comes the main problem, that this negative thinking about time actually takes away our more time, and we, instead of using it in a optimum manner, we utilize it in less productive way. So today we will discuss that how we can plan our time every day and how we can make most of it. Now, first thing I want to tell you that whatever beliefs I have just listed in the last picture, I want to give you the answer to each of that thought. Like, if whenever you are going through a thought that time is important, it means somewhere your mind is going through a stress. Your mind will feel a kind of a stress that time is important, but I am not utilizing it in the manner it should be utilized. So, from my side, the key that you can use to prevent this stress in your head is the analysis. Whenever you this thought comes to your my mind that you are stressed because you know time is important but I am not utilizing it, it means that's the right time for you to start analyzing your time. And we will discuss each of these keys in detail in upcoming slides. Okay, now second point which we normally think about time is that it never stops. So that time our mind feels helpless. Okay, and whenever you feel that helplessness regarding time, the best key that you can use to overcome this problem is to break down means to chunk down your time. Okay, whenever you feel that time is not stopping and I have to run with time, it means there is need of hour is that you really need to chunk down your work to be done in the deadline of the time which is remaining. And the third thing is that it is limited. Whenever you think of the fact that time is limited, it means you are feeling overwhelmed. There is a lot of work to do and there is lesser time in your bucket. So that's the time when you feel overwhelmed, and the best thing that you can do to overcome this problem is allotment. Then coming to the next point, which is that it needs value. Time needs value. The person who don't value time, life doesn't value them. They never get their dreams come true. They never get their targets done. So giving value to time is very important thing. And whenever we feel it, somewhere our body resists, because whenever anybody demands our time or our attention, this is human nature that it resists the thing whichever is demanded. So whenever time demands the value, it is natural reaction that we resist कि हम क्यों value करें. Okay, for that, I want you to have that thought process in your mind that every minute is important. That is the key that you can use. And next, whenever you feel that time is a depleting software, sorry, not the software, it's reservoir, it means you are somewhere scared, you are feeling fear inside your heart. And that time you really need to see that how you can optimum utilize your time in this manner. Similarly, whenever you feel that time can never return and you are feeling depressed and sad about it, it means this is time to give respect to the time. And how we can give respect by evaluating every second and by utilizing every second of our day in the best manner we can, of course. And time comes as a surprise package. We can't predict that what times are going to be ahead in our lives, and this brings anxiety, a feeling of anxiety in us. All these thought processes which comes with a belief about time are negative in nature, and I am giving you one by one the solution for the each of these. Okay, so let's start with the first thing, that is what is analyzing technique. Analyzing technique is that the number one thing you have to do is you have to sit down and track your whole day. If you do this activity for 7 days, you have to every day, every night sit with a pen and paper, and you have to track that what all you have done during the day, starting from your wake up time. After that, how much time you invested where, and how much time you, then what activities you followed after that. In that manner, you have to track your every minute. And after tracking all the 12 hours of the day that you have done, you have to observe that which are the activities which acted as a time wasters for you. It means they didn't give you anything, but they occupied a lot of time of you. And then after that, you have to check out that of the whole day, which were the times when you were high in energy and which were the times when you were low in energy. And also you have to see that is this my regular routine, or there might be days when you don't follow your normal routine. There might be like you might have a party with your friends which is not a normal routine, but so that you can skip. Okay, now this analyzing technique, what it does, it comes like an eye opener for us, and it tells us that where we are wasting our time and where we need to put our energy. If we have to do some important tasks, definitely we have to do them at the time when we are in high energy, so that we can give our best of ability to it. Okay, now coming to the second technique, which is chunked bite size. What is this technique? In this, what we do, we set goals. Okay, we set yearly goals, then we chunk them, those yearly goals, into monthly goals, and then for the each monthly goal we decide that how much we have to accomplish in a single week. And after that weekly uh, chunking, we have to make it like how to achieve that 7 day target. Every day how much we need to achieve so that we can reach to our daily targets. And in this manner, when we chunk our to do's in respect to the time available with us, then it is easier for us and we don't feel much of overwhelm or stress, and it becomes really manageable for us to work accordingly. And coming to the next is allotment technique. And what is this technique? Whenever you feel that you have lesser of time and lot of work and you don't know where to put your attention, then I want you to follow this four box formula. What is this four box formula? You have to classify your, firstly you have to make a list of all your to do's. After that, pick each of the to do and put in this one of the boxes. Like, see, whatever is the your number one to do, you have to put in the box whether it's urgent and important. Ask yourself for every to do, is this to do is urgent and important, or it is urgent and not important, or it is not urgent but important. And if it is not urgent, not important, then put in the fourth number box. Okay, that's manner you have to divide all the list of your to do's for the day or a week or a month. You can apply it in any segment of time, like on daily basis also, on monthly basis also, on weekly basis also. So whenever you think, then after allocation, you will get to know that which task you have to perform the earliest. Of course, the tasks which are urgent and important, you have to do them. And tasks which are urgent but not important for you, you have to delegate them to someone so that someone else can do them on your behalf, so that they get completed, but not by you, by someone else. And if the task is not urgent but important, then you have to put it in your plan somewhere, like on which day of week you're gonna do this task. For example, for this I can give you example. For example, there is a party in your house upcoming and you have to shop for it, and there are now 10 days to the party. So today you know that this work is important, to go for shopping is important, but this is not urgent. So you can plan that in out of the upcoming 10 days which day I can go for shopping. That's the way of planning the non urgent but important works. And those works that will fall into not urgent, not important list, definitely we have to do nothing about it. We have to just leave them. So, in this manner, all your maximum to dos will get sorted and you will get to know that where you have to put your focus. Of course, the box number one. Now, coming to the next thing, that to consider every minute. Under this technique, I want to tell you that you need to know the value of each minute. Okay, like बूंद बूंद से सागर बनता है, मिनट मिनट से घंटे बन जाते हैं. Similarly, but the basic thing जो सबसे ज़्यादा which affects us a lot is our habit of procrastination. 2 minutes sleep doesn't matter. 2 minutes social media doesn't matter. But no, let me tell you, every minute matters. The time your mind says to you, just 2 minutes Instagram, just 2 minutes of Facebook, just 2 minutes of nap. I'm just coming. Just 2 minutes. You're waiting in a queue. Yeah, just 2 minutes wait. Every time you can use your 2 minutes. Whenever you are in waiting period, you can use that 2 minutes also. Now, point is why your mind play this game of delaying things, delaying works. Okay, why you procrastinate? Today, I want to explain you it in a little detail that always you what happens first before explaining you how procrastination can be broken. I want to ask you one question. Have you ever realized that what is common in all the tasks that you procrastinate? There is one thing in common in all the tasks that you are procrastinating, is that somewhere you are not willing, or you are not ready, or you are not feeling comfortable to doing them. When you don't feel comfortable doing any of the task, your mind gives you habit of procrastination. Now, why? Because whenever you are about to do something uncomfortable, a sense of stress goes through our mind. And the work of our mind is to keep us stress free. And so that's why that stress which you feel before starting any uncomfortable work triggers that stress in you, and that becomes the trigger for our brain. And brain's duty is to keep you stress free, so it wants you to get relieved of that stress as earliest as possible, so it stops you from doing that. And what it does, it and what is the quickest way to release that stress from your mind is to put you to the distractions. For example, social media, for example, going out with friends, a small nap. It can be in any form. Okay, so that's the thing. That trigger was your stress, response was your brain diverted you to the distractions. And what happens then, third step is reward, and what you get in reward after. For example, you decided for to go for a 5-minute nap, and you wake up after 60 minutes and you feel like, oh shit, whatever I have planned, it's all gone. Now I don't have no more time in the whole day. So what is the reward? The reward is the guilt inside your mind. Now that this is your choice, that whether you want to be in that guilt or whether you want to be in that happiness of completing the task. Now stress is a pattern. Okay, trigger is stress and response is the pattern of delaying that brain creates in your environment. And what is the reward? So नैप लेने से आपको you got a relief. Okay, 2 minutes social media scroll करना था, but 30 minutes निकल गया. You didn't realize it. What you got? Relief from stress. Okay, now you what I used to do when I had this habit of delaying tasks, and I lived it with this for 4 years. I used to use as if technique for myself. What is this as if technique? This as if technique is whenever you have to do some uncomfortable work, what you have to do is you have to just imagine, close your eyes for 30 seconds and imagine that as if this work is done. Like this, you have to close your eyes, and for 30 seconds you have to imagine as if that work is done. Let me explain with an example. For example, you have to clean your cupboard. For example, you have to write the 3 pages of your book every day, or you have to taught your child, or in whichever scenario you are. Just close your eyes and think of the 30 minutes that work is done. Cupboard is sorted, cupboard is organized, you have taught your child, or whatever it is, you have written the 3 pages of your book, and imagine that as if it is done. What this activity actually do? This activity prevents the origin of stress in your mind, and rather than taking you to the stress, it converts that stress into the feeling of happiness. And ultimately, no stress, no brain don't make any effort to give make you stress free. So as a result, brain don't tell you to delay the stuff. Okay, so when you do this 30 seconds activity and you prevent that stress to come up in your mind, then ultimately, and when you open your eyes after 30 minutes and you feel so good, and you imagine that my cupboard is clean now. Whenever the my family members will come, they will praise me, and they are praising me that wow, you have cleaned the whole room, or you have written the your book pages that were scheduled, and now at night you are happy sharing with your kids that I have written my book 3 pages. So in that manner, when you imagine that good situations, then you feel very joyful, and you get self motivated to do the task, that rather than going into that pattern of procrastination. Okay, so now the trigger is automatic. You can't control the trigger. Stress is somewhere we can't control that not to come, but we can control our response to that trigger. That is whether we want to be caged by that trigger, or we want to be free from that trigger. Okay, and now it is your choice that now to reach that position of choice. That for that I have given you this as if technique. Whenever you will do this technique, your mind will get a time, or you will get a time to analyze which choice you want to make, whether you want to make the choice of 2 minutes sleep, or whether you want to make a choice of 30 seconds technique. Okay, now what will be the reward in after as if technique? As if technique का reward क्या होगा? You will feel happier, and you will be driven to do the task rather than delaying the task. And why I'm sharing this? Because I used to do it in this manner, and I used to feel really very confident about it. So that's why. Now, coming to the next, that is optimal utilization technique. What is this? Now, whenever you are feeling anxiety, or you are feeling any negative feeling, so what you have to do is to make maximum out of your day, you have to schedule your whole day. Make a habit of making hourly schedule every day and follow it for 30 days, and then come back to me that whether it worked for you or not, because this is something which works like magic. And when you schedule your every hour for 30 days every morning, things changes beyond your imagination. Whatever you need falls at its place automatically. And after scheduling your hourly task of the day, you have to list the 3 VIP tasks to do. You have to find out the 3 tasks of the day which are the most important ones. Okay, and out of those 3 tasks, you have to mark them as the toughest and the easiest. Mark the toughest and the easiest, and you have to also write in front of them 3 W's. What is 3 W's? 3 W is what to do, second when to do, and the third is where to do. Now, coming to the point that suppose, for example, your VIP task is you can take any example. For example, I'm taking example of again book writing. Suppose I have to write 3 pages of my book every day. Okay, now my VIP task is write 3 pages of my book every day. Now I will not only write this task, but I will decide the time, at what time I'm gonna do what I have already decided, when I have to do and where I have to do. You have to add the place that where you have to do. When you have all 3 answers in your mind in the beginning of the day at 5 a.m. or 7 a.m., whenever you get up, then whenever that time comes, your mind will get no excuse to give you for not doing the task. For example, I decide that I will write my 3 pages of book at 3 p.m. on my study table. So whenever the clock hits 3, I will get a reminder in my head that it's 3. I have decided to write my book on my study table, and I will move there, or I have to move there. So there is no scope of our brain stopping us. So that's the power of 3W. And next, I want to share here one thing, that there are always different days in our lives. All days are not same. So sometimes we get busy days, sometimes we get normal days. So on the busy days, I have wanted to share that definitely make effort to do at least one baby step towards your target. If you are not able to make schedule your day, if you are not able to list your 3 VIP tasks, if you are not able to follow all your normal routine that you are following, then on your busy day, I want you to make extra effort to do just one baby step, so that break doesn't happen and you remain consistent over whatever you are doing. And the most important thing, last one in optimal utilization technique, is that you have to take 10 minutes out every morning or every night to see, to review your previous day. Whatever you have listed in your to do, is it done or not done? If it is done, well and good. If it is not done, you have to carry forward it to the next day. This is also a part of optimal utilization technique. Next, there are ways by which you can respect the time. That is, I want to tell you that don't ever say the कोट्स लाइक मेरा तो टाइम ही खराब चल रहा है. नो, नेवर ब्लेम टाइम, ऑलवेज गिव रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम. टाइम कभी खराब नहीं चलता, हमारा इनर एनवायरनमेंट खराब चलता है. ओके. एंड सेकंड, कभी भी ये मत बोलो कि उस टाइम पर मैं ये कर सकती थी पर मैंने नहीं किया. समवेयर यू आर disrespecting time. I want you to respect time in your words, in your thoughts, in your beliefs. Treat time as your friend. Don't treat time as your enemy. More you will think that time is your enemy, you are not able to cope up with time, the more you will struggle with the time management. More you will be of the belief system that time is my friend and time flows according to me. Whenever I get whatever I want, time always give me that time to do my important tasks, then more easy it will be for you to manage your time. Okay, so never blame for an unhappy events, never complain for past bad experiences, and never procrastinate. No procrastination is a way to respect time. And last, I want to share this a very common thing with you, that if you think that 1 year is of no value, then you have to go to ask a student who has failed in a grade. If you think that 1 month is not important, then ask a mother who has got a premature baby. If you think that 1 week is not important, then ask the editor of the weekly newspaper how 1 week is important for him. If you think that 1 hour doesn't make any difference in your life, then ask the lovers who are waiting to meet. And if you think 1 minute doesn't make any difference, then ask a person who has just missed a train. For the person who has missed the train, उसके लिए वो 1 मिनट बहुत ज़रूरी था. So every minute counts, every minute is important. So that's why today I want you to use all the techniques I have shared with you and apply in your routine. And if you will consistently apply them for 30 days, I can guarantee you that you will feel a shift in your life. You will feel a change in your life. Your life will get improved by 30 degree definitely. And I want to end up this session with a quote, that the way you invest each second affects your results. So whenever next time you are working for any big goal or any small goal, I want you to have that mindset in your body, heart, that every second is important and I really need to invest on it very good, in a very good manner. Okay. Now, that is all from my side in this today's video. And if you have any suggestions and you want me to speak on some other topics, your suggestions are always welcome. And please like, share and comment on this video your views, that which is the your favorite technique and which is you gonna apply for the next at least 7 days. And that's all for today. Thank you. Bye.